Hey guys, this is Ghosty here with another video, another review. It's been a while, but I've got a whole bunch of figures in, and so I have a whole lot of reviews planned. I think about 6 over the course of September, hopefully. But I'm getting Venom soon, but I may save his review for October. Since, all the big channels have already gotten him and have already talked about him, so there's no point in me doing it ASAP. I got All Hallows Eve recently, but I will save her for October. Other than that, not much else planned. I am getting Moon Knight, actually, in a week or so. Actually, no, he may have been pushed back to the 17th. I'll have to ask. But I also will probably be getting Lilith. I'm going to get the entire Blackheart wave eventually. Thankfully, most of the wave sucks or is not desirable, so I doubt it will be selling out fast. So I can get Blackheart safely. Alright, now we can talk about the packaging first. So we have this blister card with Iron Man Model 9. This is actually Model 9 Mach 2, or Mark 2, however you pronounce it. This is not the original Model 9. We have gotten Model 9 Mark 1 and 2 before, back in the Return of Marvel Legends days. That was a long while ago. I believe he came in the Terrax Bathwave, but I can't remember. That was over a decade ago at this point. So, looking at the packaging, it's based off the 90s packaging for the Toy Biz Iron Man figures based off the cartoon, which I recently started on Disney+. And by recently, I mean over a year ago, and I only watched one episode, and I just lost interest. Alright, let's turn it around. So, we have art of what we get with the figure. A read-up, some art. Very nice. Now we can take them out of the packaging. I found for these retro cards, if you don't really care about keeping the card nice, the best way to open these is to... it should be open, like, right here. It won't be glued to the plastic. So just put your thumb in there and just kind of do that, and then just pull it open. So I was excited for this guy because I have the retro carded version of this figure, or I sold him a few months ago because I knew this one was coming out. I wish I would have kept him for this review, but it's fine. Come on. Hard to do this with gloves on. There we go. Alright, so let's take a look at... Oh, why are you not focusing? Hold on. I don't know why I'm not pausing or anything, but this is how I'm doing it today. I need to get a new backdrop. I accidentally ruined this one. So, let's talk about the accessories. You get these two pulsar blasts, or repulsor blasts. You get the repulsor hands, which I've always hated. I've always disliked them ever since the Alex Ross inspired 80th anniversary. Then we have these two new smoke effects that come out of his hands or his feet. I like these a lot. These are really cool, and I hope these come with more figures. In fact, I think we should get some Mysterio hands like this, and then some green versions of these. That would be great. Just a mild smoke effect for Mysterio. So, this figure, honestly, if I'm going to just be honest, is probably one of the biggest letdowns this year in general for me. And in terms of action figures is also still one of the biggest letdowns, because I was really excited for this figure. This is one of my favorite Iron Man armors, and it looks fine. It's very bright, which is good. I would like to have a more metallic looking version in the future, but they did the thing they did with War Machine, where we got the pinned legs that are terrible, and then the non-pinned arms. I don't know why they keep doing that for Iron Man. It's getting annoying. The boots are fine, but because of these boots, you can't really do anything with the legs. That's too sophisticated, so action poses for this guy are very limited. Also, because of the plastic they chose, it's very smooth, which does feel nice, but for some reason this figure feels very greasy. And some of you might say, well, maybe it's your hands, the oil from your hands, or you're not washing your hands. No, I wash my hands every time before and after I handle an action figure, just because I want them to stay nice and factory new. I use Dawn, which is supposed to eliminate grease. I even washed this guy down with Dawn, and he still feels that way, so I don't know why. He feels kind of unpleasant to touch. But I also have sensory problems when it comes to touch, so who knows. Otherwise, his legs are very loose, mostly because of the heavy boots. So again, he doesn't feel sturdy. He feels, I don't know, yeah, see, it's hard to get him to stand because any pressure and he tumbles. It's not great playing with this guy. He feels weak. He feels greasy or wet. He feels like he can't... He doesn't feel sturdy. And that's probably because of, one, the loose legs, and also the pins. You can just easily bend it. His legs are not strong. I think if they did pinned joints, they would be tighter, and if they did a tighter peg, that'd be a lot better. And I'd have a lot less to complain about with this figure. But, yeah. Let's do some head swaps real quick. Oh, wait, actually, first of all, my final gripe is molding issues. So, there's a line on his boot. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a very distinct dark line on his boot from the mold. His shoulder pads, the mold was not completely filled, so the shoulder pads do not meet the chest. As you can see, clearly they didn't fill the mold all the way on either side. The marbling isn't too bad. I don't mind marbling much, if at all, unless it's really, really bad. This one's fine, but it's mostly the molding issues I have a problem with. So let's do some head swaps. Here we have the Retro Mach 2 head. There we go. Looking very nice. This is the same head that came with the 20th anniversary Iron Man, just without the blue accents in the hair. And it looks good, but this is not how Tony looked when he had this armor, as far as I recall. This is how he looked, if I can remember. So, that looks pretty decent. I don't like how the helmeted head is smaller than the not helmeted head. That is always something I've had an issue with games, animation, and figures, is that the head seems larger without the helmet, or the helmet does not look appropriately sized for the character. Like, helmets are big. They go over your head, and this is a solid metal helmet. It should look big. His head should look bigger, because he's wearing a solid metal helmet with all kinds of computers inside. But It's fine. It's just my personal thing. Alright. So yeah, this is how he looked in the Armor Wars comic near the end when he needed to fight, I cannot remember his name. It was a giant robot made by, I think, S.H.I.E.L.D., made to stop Iron Man, because at the time, Iron Man was considered a fugitive and a murderer. So yeah, this is a very cool armor. It has the ability to spawn, or not spawn, but create shields, force fields of pure energy. He's super fast. He can fly very, very fast in this armor. His most advanced armor for the time. And it's really cool. I really like the comic. I really like this design. And that's why I'm so disappointed. Let's do some comparisons, though. Okay, here he is with two other figures from this retro wave. We have, I think that's Mark II Iron Man, but I cannot remember. I can't remember what that one's called, but that's how he appeared in the first issue of Avengers, which is why I got him. Because I have two Thors, I have this guy, I have Giant Man and Wasp, and now all I need is a Toy Biz Hulk. So, that's good. And then, speaking of Hulk, we have She-Hulk, one of my favorite figures of the year. I am disappointed about her head movement, but I'm sure an alternate head is out there somewhere on eBay that I could probably get, or I could just forget about it and ignore it. So, these two are about the same height, which is good. They are the same character, both wearing suits of armor, so I'm glad they are the same height. And then She-Hulk is a little bit taller. I like the height of this She-Hulk, but I might have preferred one that was slightly larger, just slightly. But this also works. Okay, here we go for another comparison. We have some two Iron Man villains. We have Whiplash, also from this retro wave, and I do like him quite a bit. And then we have the Marvel Select Crimson Dynamo, because I didn't have a lot of Iron Man figures before this year. Okay, now for two villains that Tony faces off against during Armor Wars. We have Beetle, who used Stark Tech to make that suit of armor he's using. And then we have the Controller, I believe is his name, who uses discs to control things and control people. He was a Build-A-Figure from, I think, 2 years ago. He's pretty cool, one of my first Build-A-Figures. Before that, I had only completed Rhino. So, yeah, cool. Alright, so that will be all for this review. This figure was fine. I honestly think he is my least favorite of the wave. And that is counting Dr. Nefaria, who I ended up liking way more than most people probably will. Whiplash, I also had a lot of fun with. Honestly, this wave is really good. With a few downsides, I think the worst part about this wave were the Iron Men. I am missing one, that being the, I don't know his name. Whatever Iron Man is in this wave, the modern one. I am planning to get him just to complete this wave, because if I miss him, then that means I won't complete the Retro Iron Man collection, because I have every single Retro Iron Man except for that one, so I will be getting him just because, to complete the set, and because I want to see what he's like. Alright, so I will be doing more reviews. I have a lot more coming, and something else very special, but also very expensive planned, about $500, but still. So, hopefully by October, mid to late October, I'll get it, probably, and then I can record it and show you guys. Alright, so until then, you guys have a wonderful day, and I have more reviews coming. Bye.